Hey everybody, I'm back, sort of. I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about what's been going on in our lives recently. 2 videos ago, I talked about me being MIA, and I mentioned health reasons, self-care, that kind of thing. And that's absolutely true. I am going through some health-related stuff right now, but it's not bad. It's actually very good. I am pregnant with our fourth child. And you've heard about in other videos me talking about the girls or my daughters or, stuff like that. So obviously we have daughters, and I'm pretty sure I've said before we have 3 daughters. But now we're adding a boy to the mix. Yay! So we're pretty stoked about that. So my 3 daughters will now be big sisters to a little brother as well too. So we've been having that going on, and that's something that's kind of what I wanted to talk about here today, is because with this being my fourth pregnancy, now granted it is my first pregnancy in my 30s. I had all 3 of my other girls while I was in my 20s still, but I am basically mid 30s now. And this pregnancy, it's obviously been different because it is a boy. But it's been different in the sense too that I've actually finally, it's only taken 10 years, finally learned to be able to take a step back and stop and relax and actually focus on my health. Now, obviously, yes, I've still been taking care of my children and, being there for my husband and everything else, but my garden died. I know I've done a video about my garden. I let it die. I couldn't keep up with it. I was too sick, too nauseous, too tired. It was way too dang hot. We reached 112 here. Ew. I'm from Florida. It gets hot there, but 112 is just another whole other ballpark. So I couldn't keep up with it. My husband has literally taken over every single homesteading thing that we have on this property. We've had friends that have been helping and everything else as well too. And it's one of those things I wanted to share, whether you're a first-time mom, a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever time mom, it's okay to take a break and to take a step back. I never really thought it was before. I still try to be super mom with all my pregnancies. Now, obviously, with my first daughter, I wasn't a mom yet, but I still try to do all the things. And with each and every one of my pregnancies I've had prior to this one, it landed me in the hospital multiple times. With my daughters, I was very, very sick in the first trimester. I do not handle extra estrogen well at all. I was very sick with dehydration and things like that. I lost 20 pounds in both my first 2 pregnancies. My third pregnancy I only lost about 5. This pregnancy I've lost 10. And it's one of those things that with this pregnancy, I didn't want to end up like my other 3. I didn't want to end up in the hospital all the time. I didn't want to end up with IVs coming out of my arms multiple times a month. I didn't want to have my kids see me getting carted off to the hospital multiple times. Now, my oldest daughter has been through this process now 2 other times, but she was so little when all those were going on. I mean, when my last daughter was born, my oldest was 5, so she does not remember at all me being crazy sick. She doesn't remember daddy having to take mommy to the hospital and her having to stay at grandparents' houses while I was in the hospital and stuff. She doesn't remember any of that, and I didn't want that for them this time. We have a wonderful support system here, but I still didn't want that. I didn't want that to be the memory that my oldest daughter especially has of this pregnancy, is mommy sick all the time. Now, I have still been sick, and she's seen that, and all my kids have seen that, but not hospital sick. I have had to get an IV once, but luckily I know some nurses that were able to help me out with that. But it's one of those things that it's okay. It's okay to not be Superwoman all the time. It's okay to take a step back and realize that sometimes the best thing for you and your family, especially when you're pregnant, is to just be still. I have basically been in bed for 8 weeks now. I will get up. I will go outside to my little reclining chair, 0 gravity type chair thing I have that's outside. And I will sit when it's cooler. and then I will come back inside. Now, we also live in a camper, so I can't go sit in the living room and stuff. That's where my kids play. But it's one of those things where I had to physically, mentally, and emotionally make a choice for what would be best for my family. Would it be best for my family to me try to still be Superwoman and still work part-time and still try to manage the homestead and still try to homeschool my kids and blah, 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 blah? Or would it be better for some things to go by the wayside that were not important in the grand scheme of things, for my husband to take over the homesteading stuff that was important, and for me to be there, like truly still be there for my daughters, and to still be able to homeschool and everything like that. Yeah, we're not going out exploring and this, that, and the other thing and doing a lot of fun stuff like we did last year, but I'm playing board games with them still. I'm still homeschooling them. We're still making cakes for my middle daughter's birthday. You know, we're still, doing things as a family. It's just different because I can't do as much physically. I literally cannot do as much. I can't even go grocery shopping anymore. I am just that wiped out physically. Being pregnant in your 30s is definitely different than being pregnant in your 20s. But it was actually 10 years ago this time I was pregnant with my oldest daughter. But it's one of those things where I wanted to share that because that's basically why I've been MIA from YouTube. YouTube's not part of my things that's most important to me. I still do want to share stuff and talk about stuff and everything else, but for me right now the most important thing has been being present and healthy enough for my daughters and my husband. And while I cannot always be as present and healthy as I would like, as I have still been rather sick, I've still lost 10 pounds this pregnancy, I'm far better than what I have been in previous pregnancies. And I've definitely dealt with the feeling like crud because I'm not being productive. Even though I'm growing a human, I still don't feel productive sometimes. But I have to get over that, and I have to get over myself enough to realize that productivity doesn't necessarily mean making a bunch of money right now. It doesn't necessarily mean growing a big, huge garden or anything like that. Right now, literally the most productive thing I can do is take care of my health so this baby is healthy, and so then I am here enough for the 3 children I already have. And, you know, obviously my husband as well, too. He still works full time and does all the homesteading stuff, like I said. But it's nice at night for him to be able to come in and actually talk to his wife instead of having me like passed out and unresponsive because I'm so dehydrated or whatever. But it's one of those things that it's okay to take a break, whether you're pregnant or not. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to take time to step back and think about what's best for you and your family. And sometimes that is just a hiatus from a lot of stuff. And sometimes you need that break to reset and to connect with what's important to you and to really find out like where you want to go with, you know, with life and what you want to do. And that's been something I've been thinking about as well too. So I just wanted to share that, guys, that I am back. I still have updates that I want to give about my book because it's going to be coming out soon, and everything else. And there's still plenty of stuff going on in our lives. But right now, at this point, besides the videos that I may do 1 a week or something like that. It's not going to be 3 a week like it was before or anything like that. Right now, it's time to focus on my family and sharing. I will share some of that journey with you all as the time goes on. But just kind of wanted to give you that update that I'm back, sort of. And please keep my family in your prayers. Keep myself in your prayers, please, for my health. Excuse me. And that everything goes well with the rest of this pregnancy. Because I'm 15 weeks in, almost halfway. Woo! Sorry, guys. My throat's really dry all of a sudden. But, all right, everybody. It's okay to take a break. Take a break if you need to. Relax, rejuvenate, spend time with those who are important to you. I hope you all have a great day.